Good morning, people, and welcome to sunny Australia for part 1 of ERF's GT Challenge, our first race of 2024. It's good to be back, guys. These guys will be ready to come out of the pit soon and start their formation lap. After a tremendous effort by everybody in qualifying yesterday, which went pretty well, a couple of disconnections we were sad to see. And a good morning, James. Thanks for joining already. We already have people jumping in. Fantastic. He's giving a shout out to Tank Bro. But we are ready for a full 12 hours of the infamous Bathurst circuit. Got a great driver lineup today and a great streaming lineup. Thanks to everybody who's helping out with the streams today. Jaeger, Urban Pirate, and anybody that I've missed. So let's get some drivers' names up there just so I can see who we are dealing with each team now. Well, we can get all this off and hopefully it'll stay off for the race then, but knowing GT7, now I'll probably have to turn it all off again. But yes, it's good to be here on this Saturday morning as we get ready for the formation lap. And then ready to get going for part 1. Or at least I think there's a formation up. In fact, I'm positive there is. Yes, here we go, look. It is a safer way to start a race. 24 joined us already. That's brilliant. Good morning, everybody. And it is Tank Bro who will be starting from the front for the TDR design team. Then we have the two Arix cars, the Arix Porsche and the Arix Mercedes in P2 and 3. Then we have Red Hat for the GTMA Racing guys. DTR Bren, who did unfortunately have a disconnect yesterday but did make it out to the final shootout and ended up with a decent 5th position. For the Scuderia Panthera team, there are 2 of them, both in the Lexus LCF. Let's have a look at the Lexus on the way up the hill, shall we? And just behind him, faded a little bit in the Super Bowl. I think couldn't quite match his first session time. Was Noir Anteris for the Clockwork Motorsport Team P7. We have iWidow in the Project Revolution Porsche. Server is looking a little more stable today, thank God. We do hope for no disconnects, and we have Wesley in the other Scuderia Panthera cars. We should just get round the whole grid before we get round. And we have a Maggio in the BMW M6. That's the Team GTS RM6 we have there. Just hear everybody working them tyres to get them fully up to temperature for the start of the opening lap. We have our old friend Pastina there in P10. In the DC2 Endurance Nismo GTR there. And P11 Expatriate. Again in the GTR, listening to that popping and crackling lovely down the Conrod straight there. That's the new Velocity Racing team in that lovely looking FedEx GTR there. 12 we have Kyle in another of the M6s, the Spider GT Racing team. We have TCR Sonic. And the Transatlantic Racing Lexus RCF there, everyone bunching up ready for the go. Let's get back to the front of the grid. Ready for the start of this, the first 2 hours of 12-hour session. And we are go, go, go. So it is a good start from AHR Tank Bro in the TDR design Mercedes. Both Arix's cars got away well in P2 and P3 accordingly. But a little gap opened up between P2 and 3, 1.1 seconds now. And we do see a radar right on the back of his fellow Mercedes there. Brent has managed to keep his 5th position. Alan Tuarez, Noir and Teres, sorry, in P6. It looks like most people keeping their positions off the start. Nice little battle going on here for Abe Bastina and Maggio, closing right up on the back of Wesley. As we go down the mountain for the first time. Tank Bro really putting his pedal to the metal there. We can see that open engine there on that Mercedes. A lot of work went into that by Mr. T. Over 140 odd decals just to make that engine. Now that's a sign of commitment, isn't it? Layer upon layer upon layer. Things opening up nicely, make life comfortable for people in their first couple of laps. Won't be feeling the pressure there just yet. And just look like Ferrari Pro has got himself a little bit of breathing room now between himself and Riddle. Oh, we don't drop him back a fair little bit. He's already 2.5 seconds now down behind P4 in P5. And then we have a little bit of a train behind him. It looks like Brent has got a little bit of pressure. Clockwork Motorsports car there putting a little pressure on the Scuderia Panther RCF. Oh, but he is on the mediums, I have just noticed. Thank you, Mr. T, for the information. It means I don't have to flash it up on the screen quite as often. We will bring it up when it is needed. I'm not sure what the tyre wear is around here, whether it's high. It doesn't need to be particularly high when you're running these kind of length races. A lovely little three-way battle going on here. Pastina dropping right on the back of this group as well in the GTR. Let's jump on board with him so we can see what's going down. It is always nice to have a bit of an onboard shot, and we have got 3 different makes of car we can look at here as well, but we won't jump in the Lexus because that'll be a bit dull. Oh, and Widow is on controller as well, so there is a little bit more information for everyone. And it is a good start there from Widow and Cheeky. You did a great job in qualifying yesterday. Well done for making it into the Super Pole shootout. And we can see a move going on here. Is he going to get it done down the Conrod straight? Oh, got flicked back too far. Silly me. Yes, and he does just about get it done. We can get that back on replay if we like. A bit wide there for Monterius, and this is giving Pastina a run into turn one, is it? No, it's not. But it almost gave Brent another look. Monterius making sure that door is fully closed. Reader is closing in on P3 apparently, so let's take a quick look over there. As we hear them two Mercs rumble their way down the straight. On the way up the mountain, the third flying time. I'll get down to 0.6 and really putting on a constant little bit of pressure there for Ferrari Pro. And the RX team Mercedes. And we can see Widow is closing in as well. Definitely joining the party. Purple sectors by over a tenth as well. Fastest lap at the moment at 2:01 dead by Tank Bro. And then again we see Pastina right on the back of Wesley now. Them mediums really not playing game. Oh, and a little bit loose there on exit from Brent. Pastina, is he going to get a run down the straight here? Alongside, and Brent showing him the outside. Well, it'll be the inside of this one, but it'll be the outside at the braking point. But the softs, just too much for Brent to stop Pastina, getting the move done up to P7. And now he has got his teammate closing in. So briefly, what tyres is his teammate on? Let's have a quick look, shall we? It will be a very quick look. He's on the mediums as well, and he's definitely making inroads into his teammate Brent in front. In the second of the Scuderia Panthera cars. The 58 and 59 car. Front damage up for car number 12. Oh dear, what have we had happen there? And he's in the pits. Well, let's have a little bit look further back actually, because we haven't given these guys much airtime yet. Obviously they will get plenty of time to get some airtime. Maggio currently in P10 with TCR Sonic in P11 for the Transatlantic Racing Team. Nice looking RCF that. Oh, and the 12 car is the lovely looking 650S, which we haven't seen yet, but we'll get there because we can see Patriot is under a lot of pressure there from the Spider GT Racing BMW. I think he had a bit of dirty tyres there, possibly doing a little bit of a scrub. We'll quickly flick to 13 and last place there. Oh, and he stopped again with more front damage. Let's have a little look what went on there, shall we? Oh, straight on into the wall. And he's only just come out of the pits after recovering damage. This is not a good start. What's with that lap 5 of 60 at the bottom? That's bizarre. Well, let's get out of the replay if we can. Yeah, there we go. But anyway, back to where the action is. Eric's got himself some breathing room between his teammate, but if we look behind, P4 and 5, Widow has closed and passed Raider. Widow on a mission. The Project Revolution Porsche closing up right on the back of Ferrari Pro now. Porsche set up right can be an absolute dream to drive around here. But if it's not set up right, it will try and kill you down the mountain. But I think that's the case with most of the cars here. Let's have a quick look at P8 and 9 as well. How are they bearing up? Brent still in front of his teammate, and he's currently on a personal best lap, finding his pace now. The mediums will be fully up to temperature by now. It'll take a couple of laps. But obviously with that fuel load dropping as well, things will only get quicker and quicker. As we can see, Tank Bro there with the quickest lap so far of a 2-minute dead 0.6. Whereas we see Brent on the mediums at 2:03.4. We'll keep an eye on his teammates' lap times actually at 2:03.6, but a little bit more consistently in the 2:03s. Well, he has got Maggio, P10, closing right up on the back of him now. I'm presuming on the softs, because it looks rather easily done in that BMW M6. '14 GTSR. That's the Swiss racing team. As we see GT Swiss Racing there displayed proudly on the back. Oh, and Widow up to P3. Oh, we already knew that, didn't we? We've seen him go past. As we see Eric's going for a move, and we'll get a replay marker in there. Making a move on Ferrari Pro up into P4. So let's bring that back a little bit so we see what went on in the making, but we'll just want to have a quick look behind because it looked pretty close there. Pastina does seem to be making inroads back into Noir and Terrace. The Clockwork Motorsport team. But anyway, let's get back to that move for P4. As we see, Redder in the draft there and just pulling it straight out of the draft. Piece of cake. And just get that silly information off now. Yes, could be an air temperature thing, possibly, Mr. T. Who knows, but the Porsches are definitely flying, as we do have a Porsche in P2 and P3. So we haven't seen a lot of Eric's sorry, Eric Chevy at the moment, but they've just been kind of running away with it, himself and Tank Bro in P1. Now if we do look at the TDR design car, it is that exposed engine, and actually the rest of the graphics are off Mercedes parts boxes. So a lot of detail got into that car, and very inspired design now. Oh, we're up to P3 and setting a lovely consistent 201s round here, looking comfortable. And he'd never know he was on controller there. Look at that smooth thumb movement there. Very impressive to see. I'm sure you'll have a good stint too, Chica. Don't worry about it, mate. It's all for fun. But I know how much effort you guys do put into this. Redder now has managed to get nearly a second between himself and Ferrari Pro. But it has just... And let's have a look at how Antares and Pasina are getting on. Has that gap come down? No, it's actually opened up. Antares starting to find his pace now. And Brent nearly has 3.5 seconds. But oh, if you look behind him, we do have Maggio right on the back of Wesley. Getting a lovely toe down the Conrod straight, but the RCF certainly isn't struggling for speed. Remember, he is on the mediums as well, so his exit would normally be compromised. As I just see, Mr. T had just highlighted the exact fight I jumped to anyway, so we are on the same page. Lovely to see. Well, you can see Wesley really is using every inch of the track there through turn 1. Well, turn 2, sorry. I haven't got my bit of paper with my track names on today. I'll have to see if I can dig that out for stint 2. This couldn't be any closer. I think he's just going to go for a move on the Conrod straight and try and get the exit. First of all, keeping it neat and tidy down the mountain. Now, can he leave the perfect gap and get a good exit? He's a little close here, I think. Oh, because that will happen. That is the hardest part about passing on this track, is judging that gap. You've got to leave just a little bit so you can get the better exit, so you can be closing up as you're leaving the corner, because you get on the power so early there that any kind of change in the normal rhythm does unsettle the car massively. Oh yes, as it is starting to become fully daylight. Definitely coffee o'clock here now in Australia. Oh, look at that glorious sunrise in the background there. That will make some lovely screenshots for somebody. It won't be me, because I'll be sick of looking at a screen by then. Oh, yes, good point, Jaeger. Tank Bro has gone quicker again with a 2-minute dead 0.3. Paul was a 2-minute dead 0.2 by Philo yesterday, his teammate. I've got 61 people joined us now at this time in the morning. That's fantastic, guys. Don't forget to give the stream a thumbs up and a subscribe if you haven't to the channel already. But this gap is raging on. I need to know what tyres Maggio is on, so I am going to have to bring up a little bit of info. And he is on the softs. They're lasting very well though, so... Now, can he keep a little bit more distance going down the hill so he can get on the power and get the drive down the Conrod straight and finally get this move done, as we've been sat here watching for a couple of laps now. And nobody's typing, so I think I have the audience by the balls at this point now. Come on, Maggio, can you get this move done? He's a little bit too far back, and I don't think he got the exit. But the gap is closing. No, way too far back. So some excellent defending there by Wesley. See, just beyond these guys we have TCR Sonic. I'll say just beyond, is 14.3 seconds back now. But I really don't want to leave this battle at the moment because it's great, but I will have a quick look behind. As that transatlantic RCF looking rather fabulous, but unfortunately it's going around pretty much on its own at the moment with Kyle in P12 for the Spider Racing BMW team. Did I get that right? I know it was Spider something. Oh, Spider GT, sorry. How dare I miss the GT? NXR Patriot then. The New Velocity Racing GTR there. And last but not least, we have Sophonius. And he's already been lapped in that lovely McLaren. I don't think it would be the easiest car around here. As we can see, P2, sorry, he gets out of the way there, nicely done, allowing P2 and 3 through. But we can also see that iWideo has really made a big dent into that gap between P1 and P2. That gap down to a second. But the gap between 2 and 3, 9.4 now, so Tag Bro really smashing it. Little bit of a moment there, look, lap 9 at 2:01.2. What was he doing? Stop for a sandwich, maybe? Maybe caught a glimpse of the kangaroo. If you do see it today, folks, don't forget to give it a shout out on the stream. We do want a bit of kangaroo spotting while we're here. We don't really want him to make some impression there. We'll just check back to 9 and 10. That is still raging as well, so we'll flick between the battles between 9 and 10 and 2 and 3. Oh, a little wiggle there. Oh, this does not sound good. Let's get a marker in there and find out what has gone on, but that was definitely a moment from Maggio. And it's just a back wheel on the grass, look. Oh, and that's a big hit, big damage as well, and it's gone again. Oh, so unlucky. He was riding so well there. Right behind Wesley. Oh, challenging for so many laps. And now we have TCR Sonic looking to make a move up to P10. Which should be fairly easy with that damage and the loss of speed. Oh. Even so much so he goes around the outside and very close to the wall there. So much so that Maggio's fighting back round the outside. But no, I think TCR Sonic has got the move done. And puts the Transatlantic Racing Boys up to P10. Quickly jump back to P2 and 3 now, and what perfect timing we have there as iWideo is all over the back of Xavi and straight through. What a drive so far from iWideo, from the Revolution Project's Revolution Racing. Having an absolutely fantastic stint. And he's getting a lot of shout outs on the chat as well, guys. That's brilliant. Don't forget to give all your teammates a big shout out. And don't forget to give the stream a like and a subscribe. I can't see one like on there yet. I'm going to put the first one on there. Come on, guys. Oh, I can't, so I'm not signed in. I'll sign in quickly. That's better. I see 18 thumbs up now. Thank you, guys. And we've got 46 still watching currently. But let's have a quick flick through and see what is going down through the order now, as Iwidow has started pulling away from Alex Yavi, a 1.5 second gap now. But Yavi quite comfortable with the 6.7 lead over Redder, who can't quite keep up with these top guys, but he has still got Ferrari Pro for company now. Less than a second behind, so we'll keep our eyes on that. The intern has nearly 4 seconds over Noir Terrace and the Clockwork Motorsport team, and Bastina still hanging in there, 1.5 seconds back. Brent now on the mediums, starting to drop away, 11.6 seconds behind. Oh, as we see a big moment there for the McLaren. A huge moment. Shall we get that back, shall we? I don't know. Oh, I feel bad putting it back, but we're going to see front and rear damage there again. But it's too big a moment not to, isn't it? Just that back wheel on the grass, look, round and round she goes. Oh, unluckily. It's so easy to do at that spot. Unlucky Sophonius, you're not having your best moment as he's on the grass again. Yes, not quite sure what is going on there, but maybe having some controller issues, but we won't judge. Absolutely, Mr. T, that was very close. There may have even been a little bit of contact. As he goes into the pits to get that damage fixed. And he has run a lap or two on their mediums now, so perhaps he'll bin them off. Perhaps that is the problem at the minute, lack of traction for that McLaren. TCL Sonic team now 2.5 seconds in front of P11. Spider GT Racing boys. Wesley in P9 is 3.3 seconds behind his teammate in P8. So let's have a look at P3 and 4. No, it's 4 and 5, isn't it? Mr. T doing an excellent job there at being my co-driver. If I read it more often and didn't automatically already have jumped to where he's telling me the action is. But very appreciated of the information. Let's get that info back off. Let's have a quick look at Tank Pro and the gap up front. We will come straight back here, as it is the closest battle on track at the minute. A 1:59.866 as that fuel is going down. These guys are getting quicker. That's the first lap we've seen under the 2-minute mark this weekend so far. I'm sure there will be many more to come, but that is an impressive lap there off Tank Bro. Absolutely killing it today. Our Widow as well, the quickest lap of 2 minutes, 0.5, a great lap there. And let's not take anything away from Xavi in the first of the Arix cars in P3. Just super consistent. Oh, a little bit of a moment there though. Nearly a bit of commentator's curse. Starting to develop my commentary curse powers again. They have been a bit weak the last couple of days. Ah, Sota, yes, that is a name I haven't seen for a while. Good morning, and good morning everyone that I haven't mentioned yet, which is quite a lot of you. Oh, Jack Belfast Bap. What an awesome name that is. Ferrari Pro are still keeping the pressure on Reader. Is it Reader? Reader? I would have thought Reader, but... I'll do my best, Chica. I am only actually streaming Stint 1 and Stint 3, so if you're not in any of them stints, then you have already gotten away with my curse. Another personal best last time round for Widow at 2:03. Oh, and it was another 1:59 last time round from Tag Bro, and he is purple again. So there you go, Chica. You have got away without my curses for the entire day. I imagine it's poor old Widow that's going to get stuck with me. But I don't seem to be doing any harm so far. And fingers crossed I'll keep it that way. I never curse people deliberately. It's just a gift. And another 1:59 and the quickest lap of the weekend so far with a 1:59.831 there from Tag Bro, who is just getting quicker and quicker. Noir is closing in on the cars in front. Apparently that is P6. But the Clockwork Motorsport team is 3.2 seconds now behind P5, and we know he had really great pace in qualifying. Not quite been able to get back up to that pace. I'm sure he did 2-minute flat 0.6. And it's definitely a 2 flat point something anyway, and he hasn't quite matched that since in Super Bowl or today yet. But it is early days, and we can see that gap between himself and Ferrari Pro coming down slowly. And Pastina in P7 starting to struggle to hang in there now with a 3.1 second gap. But Brent a further 16.5 seconds back in P8. It was a little bit wide into turn 1 there, but he's only got his teammate behind him in P9. In Wesley there. And he's got a nice, comfortable 14-second gap between himself and P10. But Kyle is closing right back up on the Transatlantic Racing RCF. That's for the Spider GT team. Oh, damage for car 12 again. The McLaren really having no luck today. Already 4 minutes behind the leaders and back into the pits. Oh. Sophonia's really struggling. And if you don't get into your rhythm on this track, it's going to be a long couple of hours for him. Put it that way. Maggio, after his moment there, obviously he did go into the pits and get his damage sorted. But it has dropped him all the way back to P13, and he's got blue flags out already. As we can see Widow there in the background. and a 51-second gap between himself and P12. Meanwhile, Ferrari Pro still hanging in there, just under a second away from Redder. I've done it again, Mr. T. I've only just looked at the chat. I was just heading back there anyway. Remember, it is a bot power, but these cars are tuned. So to see how evenly matched these two cars are around this track is really interesting to see. Oh, a little bit of moment on the exit there from Redder, but it doesn't seem to have cost him too much. Don't think it's going to be enough for Ferrari to make a move. In fact, I'll go as far as saying the GTMA Redder's car is slightly better set up for the straight, the gearing. Possibly. As you would expect with slipstream on the length of the Conrod straight to see that gap coming down, and with that wiggle on exit I would have certainly thought I'd have seen that. Oh, yep, no problem, Jaeger. Yeah, nice one for that, Jaeger. I will get onto that shortly. I will go and get some PSN names and get them added. And we can bring them into an open party. I haven't actually started a party today. That's not like me. I will do that shortly. But at the moment, we will concentrate on this battle. Oh, sorry, I just accidentally tapped my joypad there. Well, I'm going to leave you with these two guys while I quickly go and grab a coffee. I will be straight back. Still, Ferrari Pro are struggling to get that move done. But the RX team are in a pretty strong position, running in P3 and P5. Absolutely Jaeger, these two couldn't be any more evenly matched. But this is the closest we've been yet. This is a very, very good run for Ferrari Pro down here. That gap looks absolutely perfect. It's just got to get on the power onto the straight perfectly. And it looks like a nice line. This could be a good run, but I don't think it's enough, no, because Rita has got an excellent exit as well. But still, Rita doing a fantastic job there in P4. I'm going to quickly flick but come straight back. 17 seconds now between P1 and P2, and he has dropped back into the 2 minutes, just 2 minute flat. Last time round for Tank Bro. Widow and P2 still in the 2 minutes as well, lapping consistently. 17 seconds behind the leader, but 4.5 second gap between himself and P3 Alex Yavi. But the Porsches are running very well today. And then we have this great battle still going on for P4. And we could see Noir and Terry's in the background for a split second then. But let's have a look how close they're going to be this time round. And see how close they were getting to that wall then. Sparks flying. Yep, couldn't agree more, Jaeger. It is the exit pace of Reddy's car, but he's a little bit slow there. And this is just going to allow Ferrari through, is it? Oh, yes, and he gets it done before the Devil's elbow. And can he get the exit to keep him in front? But we know Redder has a good drive down here all night, and you see he does get the better exit there. That gap shrinking. It does seem to be geared slightly better for the exit onto this straight. Or he is just getting a better exit. And a Ferrari Pro has got the move done and keeps it down the straight. And instantly starts driving a little more defensive. Oh, a little wiggle on exit there. I really want to kind of flick away, but at the same time, no chance. As we see the first of the pit stops, as well as Noir Rentaris goes in the pits. I'm hoping that's not for damage. Oh, it is. I've just looked. But I couldn't jump back because I couldn't leave this battle because Redder has taken the lead again. Just better exit on the red Mercedes. And Terry's just come out of the pits in P7. It hasn't cost him too many places, but it is quite an early stop for him. So Clockwork Motorsports aren't enjoying the M6. The M6 can be a bit of a handful. It It can be quite a rewarding car as well, though, and it's definitely got some grunt. And with the bot power, I would still think that would make a difference, but hey, I'm no tuner. That's one thing I've definitely learned in all my years of driving this game. I can't tune for toffee. We have Bozzy, who has joined us, who did the qualifying for the Arix boys yesterday, I believe it was. And he seems to think that the GTMA boys are running a bit less downforce than the Arix boys in the Mercedes, which is quite possible. Reader seems to be able to pass quite easily, whereas Ferrari seems to be nice and stable and quick through the corners. We're just struggling on exit a little bit. Either way, both look stable and quick, and this is an endurance, not a sprint. So just being in contention at this point for, well, a possible podium. They're only one place away. We are 25 laps now, 24 flying laps obviously, into this 59 lap race. 58 if you do take away the formation lap as well. But these two just having an absolutely fantastic time. They must be absolutely loving it. But let's have a quick flick through now, because we have had a little few stories happen. Pastine and out to P6. After Nuarez did have a moment, who has just made his way past P8 Sonic. So already starting to make up places in the Clockwork Motorsports BMW. But a 220 and a 223 the last couple of laps round with that pit stop and that damage. It's cost him a lot of time, nearly 42 seconds in total. Only problem with that BMW, it is so goddamn big. Oh, there's been a few changes behind. Look, we have Kyle up to P9 now. What's happened to Brent? He's dropped all the way back to P11. Oh, we have a nice little battle building up here for 9, 10 and 11. The two Escuderia Panthera cars. And I think, is it the Spider GT car? Yes, I think it is. So Brent right on the back of Wes. Kyle here. Let's jump on board with the Lexus show. Well, we haven't done that yet. Glad it's not the Emile Frey one that goes eee when you're going down any kind of revs. It's really annoying. Oh, and carrying a lot more speed there, and there's going to be a bit of contact. And he's just carried on through. Let's jump back outboard. Now, can we go back a little bit further there and possibly... No, I didn't quite put the marker in early enough. But yeah, definitely a little bit of contact there. Ideally, possibly should have given the place back, but not my place to say. Nice one, Chica. Oh, and he does give the place back. Fantastic there, Brent. I'm waiting for a decent time to do it, so he didn't really slow either of them down, and then almost getting two wheels on the glass on the braking again. I think he did, and more contact. Oh dear. I think that was probably dirty tyres and the slipstream causing a few issues there, and we do have to remember that Brent is on the oh no, he's not, he's on the softs now, so he has stopped. Jumps on the softs, and now trying to go round the outside, and Cole letting him through. Yeah, it was that slipstream and a tyre on the grass, I think, that caused that last bit of contact. It certainly wasn't deliberate, because otherwise there wouldn't have been the letting back pass through and so forth and so forth. And we do like to see that's probably cost them both a few seconds, but nothing major. And we can already see Kyle struggling to keep up with Brent there. Now he is on the softs. Well, I have got the information back up because I have obviously pressed the replay button. We'll have a look how everyone is doing. We've got a few people still to stop. Look. Quite a few running these long stints. So do see Maggio, we know he stopped early after that moment in the final corner. And Tank Bro has gone quicker again with a 1:59.6. I mean, hats off to this guy, he's absolutely smashing it out of the park. Philo and the rest of his teammates will be really pleased, I think, and he's being lapped by P4 now, is Maggio, which is a shame because he was having a brilliant stint at the start. Lost a little bit of confidence and a little bit of pace since that moment, but still getting stuck in there and running 2:02s. So not much wrong with his pace, but we can see 4 and 5 are still stuck together, look. Now wouldn't it be great if we got 12 hours of this? Oh, damage for car 93 and 95. Oh no. See, the tyre wear starting to get a little bit more excessive. As for the interviews, guys, I'll probably have to leave that for my next stint because I haven't accepted any friend requests or even set up a party because I'm a bit useless and I don't want to do it right in the middle of the stream right now. Maybe a little bit later on if we do get a quiet spell, but while things are kicking off like this, I'd rather just concentrate on the racing. As we are now at the hour mark, it is 11 AM here. Oh, I'm sure it's 12 and possibly even later for quite a few of you guys. I know this is very much a multinational. I mean, what even time is it in Australia? I mean, it's got a 6-hour time zone over there, so I know my friend who's roughly around the Sydney timeline is 11 hours in front currently this time of year. .6 AM here, there you go, that answers my question. Thank you very much, Mythical. And Jaeger telling me he's going to get food before his stint. Thanks, mate, I'm starving, but another hour or so before I can eat. But hey-ho, I'll make it worth it and have something especially nice. And I'll think of you while I'm eating it, Jaeger. Oh, let's have a look at Noir and Terry's. Is that gap coming down? 34 seconds between himself and P6 Pastina. Well, as we know, Pastina has still got to stop. And I will think that will put Noir and Terry's into P6. Even though Pastina doing an absolutely fantastic job there. Hot Dog Saturday. Wasn't it you posting Taco Friday post yesterday as well? You have food for every day of the week. What is it, Salmon Sunday? Mashed Potato Monday? I don't know. I don't know why I've got with matching letters, because you haven't on any of the other days. But Wesley now has got a 5.6 second gap between himself and his teammate in P9. Now, this was all bunching up here earlier, but with all the pit stops, it's spread it all out again. The new Velocity Racing GTR there. It is about to be lapped by Tank Bro. Not with the pace of Tank Bro today, it's not really a surprise that they're starting to lap people an hour in. Let's give Tank Bro a little bit of airtime with another car. Fantastic driving there by Patriot. Keeping the pace up and getting out of the way just at the right time. And we do have a shout out to the Velocity Racing boys at the moment as they're on screen. And we'll just have a quick look at the last couple, then we'll get back to the front of the grid and probably back to the battle for P4, which seems to be the one that's keeping us entertained the most. Oh! Let's quickly put a marker in there. What happened to TCR Sonic as he was about to be lapped? Oh, straight across the grass there. And rejoins and just about keeps out of the way there. Excellent driving, nice to know you're aware of your surroundings. Good job there by the Transatlantic Racing boys of staying out of the way. And matching up to P12. Which I'm sure with the pit stops will all start to change soon. Car now back down to P13. With a fresh set of boots and nearly full tank. And last but not least, Zephonius, who's kept plugging away there. 2:06.4 last time round, but that's nearly 6 seconds quicker than your leader Tank Bro with a 2 dead 0.4. Flashing on fuel now, probably will be in at the end of this lap. He might be able to squeeze one more lap out of it, but will he? I doubt it, because he's over past the halfway point now. Looking like a one-stopper for most of these guys. And yes, Mr. T.8 Widow has been in now and has switched to the mediums. Tank Bro has gone for that one more lap. .30 seconds at the gap now between P1 and P2. That's just unthinkable at the pace that Alex Yavi has been running. And to be 30 seconds down, that would be a little disheartening, but absolutely faultless drive here from Yavi. super consistent. I mean, look at them times. It's within a tenth pretty much every lap. Fantastic consistency. I mean, Red has actually got 1.5 seconds of breathing room right now. I'm sure he'll be quite glad of that, because it would have been pretty intense up to now for him. I'm sure he's got a bit of a sweat on. I'm sure himself and Ferrari Pro are absolutely loving this event so far. Absolutely, Bungie. Tank Bro has just been on another level so far this morning. He definitely woke up and had his Weetabix. Let's have a quick look back at we don't see where he's come out in the pack. 13 seconds behind P5 Pastina, who must be due to come in soon as we see the leader into the pits. And we know Aric can stay out for a little bit longer. Tank Bro with that extra pace, using a bit more fuel and probably a bit more tyre. But you never know with the tyre, because that can be set up based as well. He's had his porridge. Is he worried about his cholesterol levels, is he, Tank Bro? I'm not sure. Yes, absolutely, Mr. T. It has been fantastic to watch these two as we do see the first of the Mercs in. It is Reader that has gone in first. Yavi staying out, that Porsche being pretty economical. And I'm not sure with them softs if they've lasted quite well, which they seem to have last time I had them up. He might be able to do a couple of extra laps on the softs. And obviously using less fuel, he's going to have to be in the pits a little bit less, so he's going to be able to bring that gap down between himself and Tank Bro. So a good strategy here from Yavi. And with Tank Bro, I'm presuming, having to go onto the mediums now. How much will that slow him down? So the second stint to this part one of this 12-hour event has been extremely interesting, and already strategies coming into play. And Tank Bro only took 78% fuel. Well, yeah, he has gone over halfway. It does seem a little bit excessively less, but perhaps his pace on mediums, he's not using as much fuel anyway. That's the only thing I can think of, mate, but we'll get a little bit of info up and have a look now at tyres and fuel, etc. I won't keep it up all the time, I know. But I'm sure they will have tested. Oh no, he has, but he's on the softs. So I think that's your answer. Ferrari in the pits now as well. That puts Pastina up to P3 now. And he keeps going. 2019 last time round as well. He's getting quicker and quicker as Pastina, apart from that 203 on lap 30. Doing a really good job there. We're up to P4. And we'll definitely be back on the podium positions if he keeps this up. Now all I can think Tank Bro is doing is going for another very quick stint on softs and absolutely smashing it out the park. And then doing a couple of laps on mediums at the end. Where does Ferrari rejoin, shall we? Here we go. And he's rejoined in P6. And Redder is back in the pits. He's done with them mediums already. He's not having that. And he's come out with it, and Terry's right on his tail. I mean, Owen Ward does have some good pace. So can he find it again with that carrot dangling 1.5 seconds up the road? Oh, and Black Flag Racing have joined us. Good morning, fellas. So yeah, this is getting very interesting now. And I'm pretty sure Redder will be able to go to the end, and then Tara's that fuel is definitely not going to last. So strategy here is a big thing by the look of it. Even more so than I thought. You'd think with the one stop being possible that would be on most people's mind, but obviously people not liking the mediums. And it is a difficult one with the mediums and that now, because they may be a second a lap slower, and you going in and changing them probably will cost you about that if you're running them for say 25 laps. But at the same time, it's obviously more risky running the mediums because you do have less traction for the entire stint. Definitely Yavi will be on the one stop. He is flashing, but I still think he'll go for another lap after this, and his tyres still looking brilliant. A 2:01.5 last time round, so he's still nearly as quick as he has been all stint. We do know he was in the 2 minutes at the start. But since the tyres have started dropping off, he has dropped into the 2:01s, but consistently stayed there. And he's got 13.2 seconds between himself and P2 Tank Bro, who is already absolutely on it with a 2-minute dead point 2 last time round. And my guess is he's just going to run to two or three laps before the end, and then just cruise around on mediums for the last few laps. Would Ferrari Pro do one stop there? Let's have a look, shall we? If I was him, yes, I would. But we can already see he's got Brent right on the back of him now, and Brent has already stopped, but he is going to have to stop again. So it looks like the Lexuses are on a 2-stop strategy, and he has got Redder. And then Noir and Terry's right behind him now, and Terry's definitely liking having that carrot in front of him in Redder. And the Clockwork Motorsports team are really picking up the pace. Looking good down the mountain. That all flashes by so quickly with them walls that close. And we got Patriot in P10. He's running a pretty lonely race at the moment. He's got 16.8 seconds in front and 28 behind, so looking pretty comfortable. He's flashing on fuel, so another lap or two he will be stopping. And we got TCL Sonic in P11 who has stopped, so that's going to bring them two right together. And Maggio is still all the way back in P12 after that moment earlier on. For the GTSR team. You see Kyle there. Oh, it's not Kyle right behind him. It is Pastina coming to lap him. Where is we don't know. Is he in P4 now? Is he? He's 14 seconds behind Pastina again. Pastina doing that very long stint. Consistent 202s there on the mediums for the Porsche. for the Project Revolution team. And I think Pastina, I would have thought he'd have been at the end of that lap, but he has gone for another one. The gap at the front, I'm sure, will only be growing. Oh, sorry, shrinking as Tank Bro does push to shrink that gap. He has taken nearly 2 seconds out of Yavi that lap. Stop here is around 44 seconds according to Mr. T. Is that just for tyres or fuel as well? I know it's a long entry, even though it shouldn't be. To flat 0.2 there from Tank Bro that time round, getting instantly back up to pace. Thank you, Mr. T. That is kind of what I expected. Oh, I think that will close things right up. If anybody does stop again, they're not going to be taking masses of fuel up. As we can see, you can get the fuel to last a very long time as Pastina goes round again. Same as Yavi. These two, I mean, look at Yavi's fuel now. He has to come in at the end of this lap, surely. And we'll definitely be going for the one stop. And he's not going to have to take a fuel tank of fuel on, because he certainly won't be pushing harder on the mediums. So this is a very good strategy here, with Tank Bro having to make that extra stop to put the mediums on. It just depends how much he loses on them mediums and how hard Tank Bro can push without making a mistake. But these guys don't seem to make mistakes, do they, these aliens? But I am going to stay with Yavi because I'm pretty sure he will be in at the end of this lap. And there he goes on cue. As we see Tank Bro coming past now. And he will just be coming round to pass pit exit. And Yavi is in the pits. Tyres changed, fuel going in. And will P3 Pastina come in this lap? No, is the answer to that. He is pretty much running on fumes now. This is going to be tight, this lap, I think, with the fuel. But I am sure he does know what he's doing. Experienced guy, Pastina. Having a nice, solid, consistent race today. He's 5 seconds in front of Yavi. And how far is Yavi behind the lead? 29 seconds. So that to me is plenty for Tank Bro to go in, get tyres and a little bit of fuel. But the gap between P3 and P4 now is 8.3 seconds. And the medium has shown very little sign of wear, so pace shouldn't be affected. So this will be interesting. We will keep our eye on this gap between P3 and P4. Bastina, we know he is not really in podium contention, but it will be very interesting to see where he does come out. I'm going to say around P6. Well, actually, no, it'd be P5, won't it? Oh, great job by Bastina there. Well, we can see Wesley is looking pretty comfortable all by himself there. 8 seconds, sorry, in front of his teammate there, Brent. His good React Panthera teams. 58 and 59 car. And there we do see Ferrari Pro right behind him. But we do know Brent is on the softs now, which is making it more difficult for Ferrari Pro to close that gap. With a 2:02.6 last time round, now he's getting bedded in on the mediums. Redder only 10.5 seconds behind now, and he has done that stop to go back onto softs. And with 20 laps to go, I think he's going to be well over a second a lap faster. Well, we can see Noir and Terry's, that gap down to a second are just behind Redder as well. So, and Terry's and the Clockwork Motorsport boys are going with him. And looking for that P5, and we see Wesley in as well already. Tyres gone on and fuel going on, and his teammate Brent, both of them in. This will be their final stop, surely. Bastina has now been in the pits finally and dropped onto the mediums and half a tank of fuel for the final third of this race. Absolutely over it. Redder is doing an absolute fantastic job there. But Bastina has so far been the surprise of the day up to P4. It's got 5.4 seconds between himself and Ferrari Pro, but they are both on the medium, so I think that will be an interesting battle. But it's how quickly Redder can close that gap from P6 to P5, and will he take Noir and Terry's with him? Does seem to have managed to break Noir and Terry's a little bit there. The gap did go up to 2 seconds. As we again see proof of the AMG's exit up, as it does open that gap up again to 2.3, 2.4 seconds, 2.5 by the time he gets to the end of the straight. So Bastina has got his work cut out today with 3 stints on the cards. That's 6 hours of driving, folks. That's not easy. Doing 2 hours in one sitting is hard work. When you know you've got to do that another 2 times throughout the day, that's going to be mentally exhausting. That's the gap at the front, 35.8 seconds. Tank Bro absolutely on it again with a 2-minute dead point 0.057 last time round. Whereas Yavi on the mediums at 202.454. So quite quickly settling into his pace, but we do see Widow back up to P3 and into the podium positions again. Bastina with that superb strategy up to now in P4. It's got 4.8 seconds over Ferrari Pro, who is closing that gap down. Not massively quickly, but it is creeping down. It was over 5. and are still looking really stable through the hardest section of this track, the downhill bit of the mountain. As we approach Devil's Elbow, can he finally get a good exit out of here? No, because I was going to say no, the GTR is pulling away, but no, the gap did come down a little bit then, but the GTR seemingly matching the Aric's Mercedes for pace down the straight. Really now took another half a second out of Ferrari Pro. The gap down to 8.4 seconds. Both of these guys on the mediums and both in Porsches between P2 and P3, but a 2:01.3 last time round from Widow on the mediums. What a lap. That is a fantastic lap for mediums. And no, Widow's got plenty of fuel. He's got more than enough to go to the end. He's just switched that little bit to the mediums earlier and got up to pace. Now this will be a worry for Aric's in front. 5.2 seconds the gap now. What's Tank Bro's pace like now? Another 2 minute 0.9, one of his slower laps, but still quicker than most. Got the gap up to 38.2 seconds now. 2P2 Yavi. Owen Turner's got 5 seconds. 2i Widow, who is absolutely flying. What's he going to do this time? A 2:01.4. How much quicker was he than Yavi? A 2:02.7. So 1.3 seconds quicker last time round. Passed in only 3.2 seconds now in front of Ferrari Pro. I'm really taking a little bit more time out of Ferrari Pro, but not as much as the previous lap. But this looking like a better lap again. At 2:01.5, so I think that is about another second. And a 2:02.2 last time round. So around 8 tenths. And Tyre is dropping back a little, that gap up to nearly 3 seconds now, as Rita really has put the pedal to the metal. Trying to get away and close that gap to Ferrari Pro. Wesley 12.7 seconds back now after that third stop. Oh, sorry, second stop, isn't it? And his teammate Brent a further 14.4 seconds back. And 1 minute and 54 seconds behind the leader. TCR Sonic in P10, 25 seconds further back from him, and Patriot another 19 seconds back from Sonic. Kyle closing the gap on P11 down to 4.6 seconds for the Spider GT. Oh no, there's another one who I think is on controller. As we see the two controller boys together there. If you want to know why I think he's on controller, it's the headlight flashing. If you look, anytime he comes up to a corner, he flashes his headlights. That's telling me he's still got his thumbstick. There we go. The thumbstick button set as headlight flash. So when he goes to turn, he presses a little bit hard on the stick and We get a little flash of headlights every corner. But again, another one who drives that smoothly on a controller, you would never know. I mean, Maggio all the way back down in P13 after a great start to the race. For GTSR, it's gone a little bit south, hasn't it? But he is back on the softs now, so he should be able to recover a little bit of pace. But with 30 seconds between himself and Kyle in P12, he's got to be hoping for another pit stop or a mistake from Kyle, I think. And unless Kyle has still got to run the mediums, then I can't see that happening. Meanwhile, let's have a look. P3 at 4.4 seconds now, the gap between 2 and 3. And at 2.6, the gap between Pastina and Ferrari Pro, and 5.6 back to Redder. So I think we're going to have some interesting battles for P2 and P3 it would be. As we do see the Velocity Racing boys getting out of the way there, fantastic awareness. Exactly what we like to see, it clean, fair racing. And we can see Widow there in the background, that gap down to 4.1 seconds. Nice that we have got a couple of little battles brewing. Oh, the last few, and when I say few, I mean like 14 laps. It's quite a lot still, yeah. But the gap now 2.6 to Ferrari Pro and Pastina, and he's got 4.5 seconds between himself and his nemesis Reader. And let's have a look at Reader's pace at 2:01.3 last time round and the time before. And Warren Terry is hanging in there for the Clockwork Motorsport boys. I mean, this is going to be quite competitive for the next couple of stints, I think. I mean, it does depend on the handovers and obviously the different drivers of the stint. Somebody might not have their day, who knows? Anything can happen in 12 hours of racing. And that has been proven time and time again. And again, Widow taking the big chunks of time out of Javi in front of him. 3.4 seconds the gap now. Yes, good point, Mr. Team Noir will have to take on fuel again. I'm pretty certain. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's one of the reasons he may have backed off a little bit as well. A little bit more tyre wear, knowing he's got to stop again because of that accident. This could work out pretty well here for Widow. He's far enough back, I think, to close up, to get a decent move done and get a bit of a tow, possibly. Well, that gap's at under 3 seconds now. You can see how close they're all getting to that wall there. Especially the Velocity Racing GTR there, it was pretty much skimming it. Even a bit of FedEx colouring on that wall. Let's have a quick look between 4 and 5. 3.1 seconds, but read at 2.2 behind now. Them softs really coming into play with a 2:03.3 last time round from Ferrari Pro. And when it gets to be a 2:01.7 from Redder. Damage for the leader. So he's gone in early and got himself their mediums on. We'll see how quickly and how much more that gap will be coming down. So he's just going up the mountain range. Yavi is just coming down between turn 1 and turn 2. The gap's 17.5 seconds. Will be interested to keep our eyes on Tank Bro's pace now he's switched to the mediums, but I doubt it will be slow. That gap between 2 and 3 has stabilised at 3 seconds, but we will jump quickly back. Where is Bastina now? He's got 2.2 seconds over Ferrari Pro, but 1.4 seconds back to Redder. And this is going to be a walk in the park for Redder, you would think, wouldn't you, on the softs? So let's watch it all happen, shall we, in on-board perspective. Oh, a little bit of wiggle there from Ferrari Pro. Almost sounded like traction was on then. I'm pretty sure it's not. It's definitely not. That just shows how much traction that car was getting. And we've still got 34 people tuned in. Thanks everybody who has tuned in so far this morning. Don't forget to give the stream a big thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do so. That way you'll get notifications when we do go live. And here we go. This is going to be close at the end of the straight. Not quite close enough, I don't think, but oh, I don't know. It's got the overspeed, but nicely defensively driven there by Ferrari Pro. And there we can see Bastina in the foreground as well. Excellent. And we will get your MVR boys back on stream soon, I'm sure, but we will concentrate on this battle for the time being. So don't forget to give all your boys a shout out. Nothing at all that Ferrari Pro can do here. Unfortunately, there is just a headrest at the side of this car. Stupid headrest. Well, that quick stop and tyre change worked out really well for Redder. And now he can get on with chasing down Bastina. Alright, and as we have had a shout out for the new Velocity boys, we will give them a little bit of time on screen. Why not, hey? Hey, there was only 1.7 seconds behind Kyle, in front of Kyle at the minute, so he will be feeling a little bit of pressure from that Spider GT Racing BMW. How far off are they in front of Maggio? They've got 28 seconds. I don't think any of these guys will have to stop again. I think a lot of them going for the one stop, unless they haven't fitted the mediums yet. Oh, it is good to see how you boys are doing though, and you get a good look, and we do know that it's under a bit of pressure. Well, there we see Carla having a little bit of a moment. It's not really cost him any time though. We'll check at the front now. Yavi has finally woken up and got up to pace on them mediums. That's where 1.6 last time. Oh! And we have a moment for P2 and P14 there. The lap driver not particularly getting out the way, not getting out the way at all, but thank God Yavi didn't pick up any damage there. Now, if I remember rightly, I did put a marker in there, so we'll have a little bit of a look at that shortly. But yeah, that was a little bit shocking. Meanwhile, we do have Stina is under massive threat from Redder. And Ferrari Pro just not being able to go with on their mediums. He's dropping black slightly, but he should still challenge Bestina, I think. Side by side, we see the Mercedes making that pass look easy. The GTR on mediums and not having pace to go with the Mercedes on the softs. And with that moment at the front, the battle down to a second. Let's have a quick look what did go on there. Can we see it? And let's jump on board, because that'll be the most horrific view, won't it? There we can see the McLaren going around the corner. And just kind of stops. I'm just very relieved for Yavi that he didn't get any damage, because that would have just ruined everything for him after such a great performance so far. But he has opened that gap up to back over a second again, but it cost him nearly 3 seconds, that up with a 2:04.4 last time round. Can we don't close that gap? He's got 38 seconds between himself and Redder, who has opened that gap to nearly 2 seconds between himself and Pastina already. But Pastina starting to feel the pressure from Ferrari Pro. And Noir and Terry's would have been in this as well if it wasn't for that early accident, which has cost him quite a bit of time. And he is going to have to stop again for fuel, because he is already flashing. Giving a big shout out to Widow on the Project Revolution Team Porsche. And he is going to be challenging for P2, we think. It's gap at 1.1 seconds. Nice that we do have battles after this amount of time already. Can Ferrari Pro get in that GTR's draft of Pastina? Widow is on Yavi's tail apparently. Let's have a look. It's still a second. We've got a lot going on. We've got lots to look at. It's exciting stuff. Oh. Sorry if the chair's still squeaking. I did try and eradicate that in one of the previous streams. I remember somebody bringing it up and I'd completely forgotten about the squeaky chair. We'll just check the Ferrari Pro Gap as well, because these are both under a second. It's just knowing which one to follow. Let's just be grateful there is... Oh, and we have got a battle for P11 as well now. As we do see the New Velocity Racing team and the Spider G team battling it out on track for position for P11 and P12. The GTR versus the M6. So that does give us 3 battles to keep our eyes on now. But at least we have keyboards now, so we can just do the magic of pressing a button and we're where we want to be. As we do see Noir and Terry's going into the pits. The Clockwork Motorsport team BMW having to make that early stop for damage. All of these gaps kind of staying the same at the moment, around the 1 second mark. Let's have a look where that brought Noir out as well. 1 minute and 35 behind the leader. But he's only 2.9 seconds behind Brent, so he's got a rabbit. He's got something to chase. But the gap between Brent and Wesley in front is 16 seconds. So I think the best for Noir and Terry's this stint would be P8. And that's if he can catch the Lexus. Well, catching's one thing and passing is another. P2 nose to tail now. Oh, here we go. Not quite close enough to make the move into turn 2. On the ascent up the mountain. This track never gets dull, does it? Let's get rid of that info at the bottom. We don't need all that up all the time. Again, like the 2 Mercedes we watched for 20 plus laps earlier, these Porsches seem to be tuned very evenly. As we do have the Arix Racing and the Project Revolution teams going at it. I almost swore I saw that Project Revolution Porsche getting a little bit of air down there. Certainly the front ended. And it looks like a nice line round there for iWidow. Can he get the drive down the straight? He's got a little bit of a slipstream here. And a good pull, but I don't think he's going to be quite close enough. But a good exit down here. Can he get it done into the final turn? But Xavi going very defensive, but late on the brakes there for iWidow. We will put a marker in as well and get this from another camera angle. Oh, fantastic racing there. Right, let's get that back, shall we? What a move. Maybe gone back a little bit too far, but we don't mind. We'll see the build-up from this angle as well. And a really, really good exit there from iWidow. Gets it done outside, inside, back on the inside. Keeps it tight, gives him plenty of room on the exit. Nicely done. Now, can he put a bit of time between himself and Yavi and give himself that breathing room he will desire? But we shall keep an eye on that, but we'll quickly keep it. Oh, we've missed the move, Pastina and Ferrari Pro. Ferrari Pro has got it done and up to P5. And the other battle was P11 and 12, and Kyle has also got past Patriot. Can Expatriate hang on to him and possibly challenge for the place back? We don't know, we'll keep our eyes on it. Let's get rid of that flipping menu at the bottom again, which comes up when you put a replay on. Oh, and the second stream will be going live very shortly, folks. As you see, Iwedo putting a little bit of time between himself now and Yavi. He's got just around a second. But running consistently in the 201s. Yavi not quite managing to match that pace. I think he was in 202s generally since he's been on the mediums. We can see the odd 201 in there. And he's on a PB as well. That's after the stints on softs. So that toe really helping him. If he can stay in there, you never know. We will still have a battle for P2. Well, fingers crossed we do. Reader now 7 seconds between himself and Ferrari Pro in P5, who has got himself nearly 2 seconds breathing room between himself and P6 Pastina. Or the DC Endurance team. Wesley only 5.6 seconds back now. Well, let's have a look at the gap between 8 and 9 as well, because that one was looking like it could get interesting. 7.2 seconds the gap now. A 2:01.8 last time round from Brent, and a 2:03.2 from Noir and Terry's. So the gap actually going up. Not a good lap there. I think struggling on the mediums. But let's have a look at the lead, shall we? We haven't been there for a long time, and after that little bit of damage and having to stop for the mediums early. Tank Pro has been smashing it on the mediums, by the way. Quickest lap at 2 minute dead at 0.6. And there's a lot of people that haven't even managed that on softs. No, Tank Pro, as it stands, on another level at the minute. And there we have Yavi, still keeping it within that 1 second window that he needs to between himself and Widow. Right, let's jump to P6 and have a look at the gaps there. Still 2 seconds between Ferrari Pro and Pastina. But Wesley bringing that gap down. 5 seconds now between 6 and 7. The Lexus hardly even sounding like it's racing, like it's just out for a Sunday drive. But with only a few laps to go now. Will be 3 more laps for Tank Pro once he crosses the line. again, another low 2:01 on the mediums. Still matching some of the best times we've seen from anybody else on the medium tyre. Like Iwidow here, who has been absolutely smashing it on the mediums on that Porsche. Having an absolutely fantastic time today. And doing absolutely brilliant for his team, Project Revolution here. They only just scraped through into Super Pole, but here they are, running in P2 after nearly 2 hours of racing, folks. Just give my screen a quick refresh. Don't know why I'm telling you guys that. I'm actually running on the world's worst PC as well to look at the YouTube comments, and it can't even keep up with YouTube. It's that bad. And we have got 30 likes on the stream so far. Thanks for that, guys. Really do appreciate your support here. Unfortunately, Yavi dropping out of that slipstream now, 1.3 seconds the gap. Ferrari Pro and Pastina. Pastina still keeping it around the 2-second mark, but can't quite close that gap down. Westy now 3.3 seconds behind Pastina. He's coming. So we do expect to see a battle for P6 before the end of this stint. I'm sure some of you will have already moved over onto stint 2 by then, but hey, it's all pretty close. These guys not being lapped yet, and that's after nearly 2 hours. That is absolutely fantastic going. Hopefully that remains similar throughout, because it's always nice when you manage to finish a stream within half an hour of the winner actually back crossing the line. And we see Brent in a 16-second sandwich. 16 seconds in front, 16 seconds behind. Noir and Terry's not liking the mediums on that BMW. A 206 last time round. Oh, do I even look if he's got damage? No, he hasn't, but he's got no fuel. So has he not put enough in, or accidentally pressed the button, or I don't know. Or does he think he's got enough to go another couple of laps? Let's have a check on 10 and 11. 6.2 seconds the gap between Kyle and Sonic. Patriot still hanging in there, 2.2 seconds behind Kyle. And the next Patriot of the new Velocity boys hanging in there. He's got 30 seconds though over Maggio, so no pressure from behind at all. And Maggio has got damaged again. Just been lapped and by P5. I think it is 5, isn't it, Ferrari? Yes, it is. And he's also about to get passed by Pastina as well. And we are going to give our last place guy a little bit of airtime, and hopefully he's not putting it into a wall. Much better there as we see the McLaren go round a corner. For Zephonius, looking a lot more consistent over the last 8 laps or so, with the 206s, 207s, but still around 5 seconds off the pace. Not sure why he's ran so long on the mediums as well, because the softs will do half a stint. Anyway, the gap for P2 back under a second. Yavi maybe was just taking a rest, because these guys are on the last lap. How did that happen? McLaren slander. Oh, definitely not. The McLaren is fantastic. And they have done a good job of sticking it out when things aren't going your way. It's harder than anything. But for the last time, down the mountain and onto the Conrod Straight, it is Tank Bro. Coming up to lap. The Clockwork Motorsports boys. Not what they would have been expecting. But it just shows you what one accident and the pace of Tank Bro can do. Good luck, Chica. As we see Tank Bro in. And we will stay with him. I don't know why I haven't put a party up, because I'm just a bit out of practice, guys. Sorry, I will get back into it for my next stint. Well, we do have Tank Bro in and stationary, and we will flick to P2, who is in as well, keeping it with that second gap between himself, P2, and Yavi in P3 for the Arix team Porsche. Fantastic racing between these two for the whole after the pit stop, really, wasn't it? It's been absolutely incredible, and it was the Arix and P4 Reader who is coming down the Conrod Straight for the last time. Into the pits he goes. 9 seconds behind him, and we see Ferrari Pro coming in. Just 1 minute and 16 seconds behind the leader as well, and Wesley only 4 seconds behind and in the pits, and Pastina in as well. And Wesley going in with 0% fuel, couldn't have planned that any better. As we see the second of the Scuderia Panther team in. MP9 of Noir and Terry's, who had just about got enough fuel. Look, another one who will be coming in with 1 or 2%. Let's have a look, shall we? I think it might be a little bit more than that. I think it had more than I thought. Oh, 1%. Then Kyle in P10. Only 1.7 in front of TCR Sonic for the Transatlantic Racing boys. But they're under big pressure from Expatriate. Who is going to make a move on the outside and leave himself in the... Oh, and he's actually being flashed past. So Sonic's got a problem. Has he got damage? Yes, he has got... No, but that's not him. Yes, he has got a lot of front end damage. But they've got there, and they are in for their changeover and keeping it tight between himself and Patriot. That's going to be an interesting one for Stream 2. As we see Maggio starting his final lap. And I have no idea if Safodis is on his final lap. I wouldn't have thought so. No, he's still got 4 to go. And into the pits for the last time for the Swiss racing team. We see Maggio goes, having a great stint until that moment early on, and that damage. He was keeping us entertained with some great battling. And I imagine everybody will be on to stint 2 now, as we just wait for our final guy. Well, we're going to be waiting a while. Oh no, we've still got 28 people watching. They must have 2 streams up. Turn the sound down on mine now, guys, because there's only 1 car to watch. A couple of guys accidentally left the pits. This isn't an issue. Obviously, because they have already finished the race, and it doesn't take a lot to press a button. I'm not sure if Zephonius will have another stint today. I'm sure he will. And you got this Zephonius only another couple of times around. Then you can go and have yourself a well-earned rest and a well-earned cup of coffee. Or whatever it is you're drinking. 2:12 last time round. And he's going to have to come in for fuel again, I'm pretty certain. And I'd certainly have no bad words for the McLaren. I actually think it's a fabulous car since some of the updates, but I'm not sure that Bathurst is the best for it. I'm sure it will excel at other tracks. I can't believe we've still got 30 people watching this last car. Take its last few laps, and I think it will have to come in for fuel at the end of this lap. Just to get it round the final 2. Sophonius now, only 2 more circuits to go. What, has he had to go on to softs for this stint, has he? No, still on mediums. Must have used softs at some point though. I'm actually looking quite solid and comfortable this lap. Isn't that just typical? And down the Conrod straight for the penultimate time. Just 1 more to go. And then we can close this stream and I'll go and start to have a watch and a listen to Jaeger in the second stream. If you haven't already, please tune into there and don't forget to give that stream a like and a thumbs up. I know it's the same thing, but some people don't know that. Well, they probably do really, but... Well, the Davidoff Golf looking at McLaren, still looking rather splendid even on its own. Entering its final lap. Having to weave its way past the traffic waiting to finish the race and getting himself some dirty tyres to add a little danger to turn 1. Let's see if them dirty tyres do make a difference. No problem at all there for Sophonius. Absolutely, mate. Anybody that say not having your day and you still push on for 2 hours, it can be demoralising. It can be mentally extremely draining, so we still hats off to Sophonius for carrying on when things aren't going his way. Here we go, a final time down the Conrod straight, screaming at that McLaren. What a fabulously great looking car. And finally into the pits for the driver change. Congratulations, Sophonius, you've done it, mate. And plenty of guys have stuck with you to watch you get all the way to the finish. Well done, buddy. You earned yourself a good break now. I'm presuming you will have a stint later. Don't let this one bother you. Chin up and crack on, and you'll only get better, mate. This is all practice, and you know what practice makes? Exactly. Right, guys, thanks for tuning in to Stream 1. Now that's all over, these guys can wrap up and finally have a break for themselves. I will see you back for Stint 3 in a couple of hours, just under. I'll see you then. This is PonyBoy signing out. Don't forget to tune into Jaeger, and we'll see you soon.